spooky music.
I don't know what it's
spooky
say.
music, white boy.
Ooh, spooky theme show. Spooky show.
I don't know why.
About spooky things.
That reminded me of like a creepers for some reason. I don't know why.
This show, is a spooky show. Hobbit and Hemi singing about things. They will talk about Antarctica. La la la. Do spooky theme show.
Did you know that Rome wasn't real?
Yes.
Controversial, yeah.
Today's theme tune has been brought to you by Ghost Town. I like that song actually. It's a pretty good song.
Shortness of breath, irregular heartbeat, sweating, nausea, and feelings of dread. Nope, we're not going to go and watch a Star Wars
I would have
film.
got away with it. I would have got away with it if it wasn't for you pesky kids.
Clowns.
Clowns.
Yeah. So
I mean, Gacy was a clown.
Clown World. It was a clown.
Cirque the Clown.
The Joker is supposed to be a clown.
Ronald McDonald's a clown.
Yeah.
Fucking clown.
I used to work with a guy who was an arsehole, and we nicknamed him Clown. So, around the workplace. Yep.
Yeah. Killer Clowns. You see? Oh, that's a decent song. That is Killer Clowns from Outer Space by the Dickies.
ACP are clowns.
Yeah. However, their food isn't clowning around. Is it of it?
Their food is to food what John Wayne Gacy is to clowns.
Do you remember we showed the mostly plastic beans that he made?
Seriously, I want like Gordon Ramsay. You know that scene in the really not very good James Bond films with Daniel Craig where he's tied to a chair and Mads Mikkelsen subjects him to like taste testing various things.
Feeding him that food.
I just want like what's his name, Gordon Ramsay, to be like fed food by Case Good Cooking, King Cobra JFS, Jack Scaffellini, and Violent J.
Is Jack Scaffellini the one with you say that's got the plastic shiny arm?
Yes,
that sounds rather cruel.
Oh yeah, but also he's a turd, so it's okay.
Oh, okay, that's all right then.
Yeah.
Good evening, all, and we're going to talk about clowns tonight. So I've got 4 different articles from 4 separate Fortean times. I think you've got a bit as well, have you, Ian?
I have, yeah, and also we can run through chlorophobia, the symptoms, and the treatment as well. So if any of the
viewers, chloroform?
Is that, I was about to say, is that an aversion to chloroform?
It's not actually. It's the fear of clowns. So if you're scared of clowns, then you can get some advice. We can give you some advice
you
on
kill the circus, don't you, Ian?
No, I don't. Please tell me.
You go straight for the juggler.
Ah, right.
Yeah,
cool.
that is true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Also, like clowns, the squeaky voices and the strange clothes.
Fucking clowns. How do they work?
Could it have a sinister, mythical relation to the Nephilim? Stay tuned.
Anyway, a custard pie in one's face isn't in the least bit amusing either.
This is from Fortean Times F226 from August 2007. In the most recent flurry of interest in coulrophobia, or fear of clowns, centred on the Isle of Wight and its residents' reluctance to host the dance festival where all the revellers were to attend in clown costumes. As inhabitants of the last place in Britain to convert to Christianity, AD 686, maybe the islanders were showing a natural resistance to invasion, or perhaps, as I hope to show, the thought of clowns also stirred up vague memories of an all too recent pagan past. Having set a world record for the most cowboys and Indians in one place at one time at festival organiser Rob da Bank. See what he did there?
Was it my cunt? Was it my cunt?
Yeah,
my cunt.
No, that
there
was his
as well.
Business partner.
My cunt.
Apparently, he's married to Eileen Dover.
Right.
Yeah.
And and also their cousin Jenny Taylor. Jenny Taylor.
His email address, like the name on it was Michael Hunt.
Yeah.
A cunt.
I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
So did he.
Having said, I bet he's never heard that joke before.
I wonder if his email still works.
So,
It's Ramesses Niblick III.
with over 10,000 expected to attend, Ramesses, that's from Red Dwarf, isn't it?
No, I know is he couldn't put Ramesses Niblick Kaplunk. Oops, where's my fribble at hotmail.com? So he just settled for Ramesses Niblick III.
Okay. The resistance this proposal faced was immediate and overwhelming from both islanders and other festival goers. Rob immediately decided to change plans. We've had so many people with clown phobias that I'm worried. Nobody's got fucking clown phobia. That I'm worried everyone. It's one of those things that everyone.
What about John Wayne Gacy's victims?
That wasn't an irrational fear, was it?
Am I?
Yeah, but who says phobias?
They had quite a rational fear of clowns.
Yeah, but this idea that phobias
people
are
in clown makeup. You do know that, don't you, Hobbit?
I don't think he did actually. He was a clown on the side, but when he carried out his murders,
he didn't murder people as a clown.
No,
he murdered people as a puffer.
Yeah.
Bummed
to death.
Yeah,
he just identifies sexually as a clown.
Not even that. He was like Jimmy Savile. He used to do a lot of good work for charity. He didn't like to talk about it.
What, like Philip Schofield?
Yeah.
I don't like Philip Schofield. I never have done. The way he kept abusing that puppet on that show was not on.
I was hardly surprised though when he came out. I'd always thought.
Well, he Kevin Spacey'd it, didn't he? Yeah. Well, anyway, we shouldn't talk about this because it's under an injunction, isn't it?
Is it? All right.
Yeah.
That's okay. We're reporting from Sealand, so we're not subject to the UK's D-notice policy. Yeah, that's right.
This clown phobia thing, though, is it actually a phobia, or do people just think
no?
that
It's people
clowns
go,
are shit?
I'm scared of clowns because it's like fashionable, isn't it, to pretend you're scared.
Well,
no, there is something deeply unsettling about them.
Yeah, they are unsettling. It's not like an absolute fear, like if you saw a spider.
Yeah.
But it's like some people have got fears of balloons popping. Yeah, but some people's fears are kind of like, really, mate, what's wrong with you? You know the ones like what? But no, the fear of
spider was to pull out a flick knife. You just don't know, do you?
But no, like the people have got like fear of balloons popping. It's like yeah, like the balloon might pop and that'll be startling, and I'll be startled, and that'll be upsetting. But there's like people that have proper like panic attacks, like they can't go into a room with a balloon because it's like it might pop.
Yeah, and jelly as well is another one. Yeah.
What's wrong with jelly?
No, try putting your dick.
Well, that's why it's called an irrational fear, Hobbit.
Yeah, but I want to understand
if it was I'll get why it's like that. Like it wouldn't be an irrational fear then, would it? It'd be quite a rational fear.
Well, I can understand someone being like super autistic, going, yeah, when balloons go bang, it's upsetting because it's really loud. But like, what's like? Oh no, it's what was that thing? Jelly? Yeah. What's wrong with mate? What's wrong with you?
It's the way it moves, isn't it? It scares people.
Why?
It's like food come to life.
I think they're just making it up.
You like the stuff.
Yeah,
it's probably someone who's forced to watch the stuff when they're about 6 or something.
No, it's like that man who refuses to eat anything but mac and cheese. I think they're just having people on.
Yeah.
Wait, you're saying that you can actually get a rational fear from watching TV shows, like Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
That film was boring, wasn't it?
I know, but as a 6-year-old, I think I fucking developed a fear of aliens because of that.
Well, it came out not long after Star Wars, as I remember, and I went.
What?
Do you remember the mashed potato Devil's Mountain that you made? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. by the
That's
scientists.
That's like
Jaws.
I remember 2 bits: the alien landing at the end, and
good.
him making the mashed potato
Yeah.
at Devil's Mountain. I don't really remember anything else about the film.
I just remember the end. Yeah, that
I
freaked
just
me
said
out.
that and the mashed potato mountain. That's all I remember in it.
I just remember being bored shitless, thinking they thought this was going to be an alien movie, and it was kind of something else.
Yeah,
really,
was no one had
wasn't it?
their head ripped off yet.
Yeah, exactly. I wanted to see some violence.
Kind of aliens are
Like,
these?
where's Sigourney Weaver? Why is this man
and the
here?
battle between the aliens and the humans.
Anyway,
happen,
with
did
over 10,000 expected to attend in fancy dress, the resistance this proposal faced was immediate and overwhelming from both islanders and other festival goers. Rob immediately decided to change plans. We have had so many people with clown phobias, I'm worried about everyone might ended up hiding in the woods all weekend. Without referring to coulrophobia by name, a Bestival representative added, symptoms include shortness of breath, rapid breathing, irregular
Bestival?
heartbeat. What?
Did you say Bestival?
Yeah.
Bristol.
Like a bestiality festival?
No, best. That's in best because it's bestest.
Well, if it's a clown festival, it's more like a pedo.
No, it's not.
conference.
They did a stunt. I know none of you listen to anything I say on this show, but they did a stunt before where everyone was dressed as cowboys and Indians, and they got the world record. So he said the next thing we'll do is we'll go for the world record. People dressed up as clowns.
Did they get the world record?
Oh no! I'm pretending I've got scared of clowns all of a sudden.
It's just like, why is it called the Bestival?
I don't
There's
know.
a festival
fucking
called
robbed the
Festival.
bank, Hobbit. Find him on Twitter now.
Okay. So what? Let me see. Robbed a bank.
DA.
Rob
da bank.
Robbed a bank.
Because it's the goodest, bestest
Hobbit.
It's the best
Hobbit,
festival.
Hobbit,
It's a
Hobbit,
portmanteau, Hobbit.
Go on the dark web and type in how to rob the bank.
Okay, so there he is. I'm going to so
What you do is you
Oh,
email,
yeah, tweet message.
you
robbed a
email
bank.
admin at FBI and you say, "How do I rob a bank?"
Robbed a bank. Why is your event
Is this
called
going to go? Is this going to go like this? Ask
Festival?
the Hillman again. Ask the Hillman about why all the hills were.
I can't even remember what his name was, so it's just annoying. Like, what's the point in Twitter when they don't interact and answer your questions?
I know. Probably because
Like,
that article's about like 7 years old.
the purpose of people being on Twitter is to answer my questions, whatever they may be.
Irregular heartbeat, sweating, nausea, and overall feelings of dread. Although everyone experiences clown phobia in their own way, and many have different symptoms. Like they don't have any fucking symptoms at all because they're making it up.
We got a clown denier here, guys. Clown
Yeah.
denier. Fucking...
As various media
what-
outlets began to carry the story, it became apparent this wasn't entirely an isolated incident. Sarasota, Florida, is a legendary circus town boasting 15 major circus companies, and was winter home to the Ringling Brothers Circus for over 30 years. When in October 2005, city officials announced plans to erect 70 life-size fiberglass clowns in the downtown area. They were inundated with phone calls, email this fucking meme. It's got to die. Threats of vandalism and violence. The final decision in itself, fairly bizarre, was to exhibit half the statues only half the time.
Half the clowns, half the problem, right?
Yeah.
Or is it? It's like it reaches a critical mass
It's
and
this
it's
thing.
just too
It's
much
this
to
thing.
handle.
Does everyone think this is just a fucking meme?
One clown too many.
Yeah. The final decision, but it's okay. For a brief period last summer, the internet was awash with coulrophobes, and very often the testimonials were strikingly similar. When I was 8, my mum took me to the circus. When I was 8, my mom took me to the circus. All through the show, this one clown kept looking at me. He even pointed once. Anyway, I had to go to the bathroom. I heard footsteps, huge footsteps on the floor. That's when I saw 2 big red feet. I screamed loud. Or how about Wallace, who first experienced clowns age 6? A clown got right up in my face, and all I could see was his beard stubble under his makeup. He smelled bad, and his eyes were weird. I guess I never got over it. So he had stubble and his eyes were weird, and that's it. You're scared of clowns for life now.
If you look at the Joker
am
from the 60s,
am I really quiet? Everyone's saying I'm really quiet.
Yeah, you are a bit quiet.
Yes. Very
if you look at
quiet.
Joker from the 60s Batman, he's actually got a moustache.
Yes, I know. Because Cesar Romero.
that's-
Cesar Romero.
Oh,
Is that too loud?
Yeah,
No, relax.
my ears are bleeding now.
starting to get an irrational fear of Hemi now.
Yeah. Right.
He's a Romero.
Is that better?
Should be all right. Yeah.
Is that better? Testing. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Whoop, whoop.
Whoop. Fucking clowns. How do they work? Or how about Wallace, who first experienced clowns age 6? A clown got right. Oh no. Yeah. Oh no. He had stubble and red eyes. Fuck me. This sort of anecdote is typically boring and shite. It's typical with children having been traumatised, mildly discomforted by a too close encounter with a clown.
Yeah. But children also experience this with Santa Claus as well, isn't it? When they go and see Santa Claus.
Oh, I've seen a few crying kids doing Santa Claus.
Especially if he's got an erection when they're sat on his lap.
Oh.
Well,
That's our Ian.
Oh.
Another interesting angle on this, moving right along. Another interesting angle on this phobia comes from Catherine.
What makes start getting candy cane jokes? Yeah.
Catherine Sillick. Her theory is that fear of clowns arises primarily because of their use of makeup. What, like women? So people are scared of women.
Yeah, they're right. Yeah, women wearing makeup is scary.
Because the smile's painted on, it's impossible to gauge a clown's real emotional state. The makeup renders the observer impotent in measuring facial expression as... Hold on, let's go over the page.
They're right.
They're right, do you think?
Yeah. Don't trust anyone that wears makeup. They're liars.
As a precursor of action, this is heightened when we observe the happy clown performing some aggressive behaviour. It becomes too much to take, creating intense confusion and fear. In this scenario, coulrophobia seems akin to leftover animal response rooted in self-preservation.
Yeah.
Do we buy this or not?
Yeah, I think so.
Neither are the rich and powerful immune to the cloud's dubious charms. P. Diddy, Billy Bob Thornton, and Johnny Depp are all said to be sufferers. Johnny Depp's scared of other things now more than clowns.
Shit in the bed.
Poo in his bed. It's an irrational fear that he might open his bed and there's poo in there. According to Depp, there's something.
Dressed up as a clown once. Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't her that shit the bed. It was him.
What, Amber Heard dressed up as a clown? I'm not surprised.
She'd make a good Harley Quinn. She's psycho as fuck.
That woman ain't right.
Johnny Depp sleeps on the sofa these days as Alphabet Cats.
He's a shit slinger.
Right, anyway.
Carry on then with the clowns.
Right, Carol.
According to Depp, there's something about the painted face and the fake smile and the poo in the bed. There seems to be a darkness lurking under the surface, like when you pull your cover up and there's a poo in there. A potential for real evil. From Amber. This initially seems very strange comment considering some of Depp's cinematic creations, especially in collaboration with Tim Burton, like Edward Scissorhands or Willy Wonka. I bet you wanted. That's paedophile Willy Wonka. That's just fucking weird. That one is, isn't it?
Yeah, the Gene Hackman version was definitely not dodgy at all.
No, the Gene Hackman
Which one's
was
the Gene
fine.
Hackman one?
The Johnny Depp one was weird.
Tried to kill the kids,
Yeah.
didn't he?
Yeah, it's
Tried to
sore,
drown
isn't it?
the
It's
fat
sore for
kid.
kids.
Yeah, he tried to drown the fat kid, didn't he?
Let's play a game, Augustus. You like chocolate.
Amber Turd, isn't it?
Yeah, it's sore for kids, isn't it? But that's what Roald Dahl was like, weren't it? It was morality tales, weren't it?
Yeah.
You know, that stuff's alright.
Wait,
I mean,
so
like,
what was
Enid
Jack and the
Blyton
Beanstalk?
did the same thing as well. I don't see anybody complaining about Enid
Jack and the
Blyton.
Beanstalk then?
What do you mean you
Or
don't
some
see
more
anyone
of that?
complaining about Enid Blyton hobbits?
Yeah, Enid Blyton's fine.
What
Everyone
about
loves her.
What about when the copper warned Noddy about the licking his wheels.
Enid Blyton tells the truth. News at 10.
You gotta watch out for the gollywogs nicking your wheels.
Nation shocked as Enid Blyton states that water is wet.
Oh dear.
Do you think Enid Blyton was like the J.K. Rowling of her time?
Yeah.
She makes a mildly innocuous statement, and it causes great upset amongst the right sort. Can I just take a moment to appreciate just how based Enid Blyton was?
Yeah.
I mean, I know, some people say, "Oh, but Hobbit, your favourite philosopher is misogynies." Yes, he certainly is. But I gotta say, Enid Blyton, she knew what was what.
Right. Anyway, where were we? We see something of ourselves in the. So Willy Wonka, who are very much of the clown type, which he isn't. But introduces. He's just not a clown. He's not a clown. He's a factory owner. He's a small businessman. Who are very much of the clown type, but they're not. What's clown type about Edward Scissorhands? What is this person even talking about?
Edward Scissorhands is a freak that's scary, but it's like...
What about Edward... Who's scarier, Edward Scissorhands or Edward Penis Hands?
Yeah.
Who would you feel more uncomfortable being chased down the street by, Edward Penis Hands or Edward Scissorhands?
Who would you rather have cutting your hair?
Is Edward Penis Hands flaccid or erect?
Well, he does have an erectile problem during the film. You've never seen Edward Penis Hands, Fraser?
I have not.
From the director of Shaving Ryan's Privates comes Edward Penis Hands.
They don't make spoof movies anymore, do they?
Yeah, Axel Braun still does them, doesn't he? There's the Triple X Avengers, isn't there?
Triple X.
Yeah, there's the Avengers, but porn.
The Sex Assist.
Axel Braun makes them all, doesn't he? Like Spider-Man and Avengers.
The beer dick.
That's about it. That's about all project. I know.
Spider-Man and Elsa.
Yeah.
Does he make that one?
Is it double pregnant Elsa? Weren't it? That was on YouTube.
Oh fuck it! Oh my god, that was a rabbit hole. That was just.
I've never seen any of that stuff.
Have you not?
No.
It just all got memory hold.
Yeah.
It never happened.
Yeah. We made it up.
Just like the Wayfair stuff.
Yeah. Anyway, so... But it introduces the third strand of coulrophobia, that of self-recognition. We see something of ourselves in the clown and his behaviour, and this has the potential to severely unnerve us. The Depp anecdote then takes a strange turn.
They made it up.
Several years ago, Arquez, Depp purchased a painting by John Wayne Gacy, the children's clown turned serial killer who tortured and killed 33 boys and young men. The painting was a self-portrait of Gacy as Pogo the Clown. They told me when I got it that the proceeds went to a charity or the victims' families or something, but I found out that wasn't the case. Clearly, Depp's coulrophobia must be of a different type that's suffered by children above. Their phobia would never allow them to entertain the notion. Because people are fucking making this thing up. That's why.
What, like the people make up the fear of jelly? Because, come on.
Yeah.
That's not real.
I do. There's people with... It's like transgenderism. There's like about 5 people who actually have it and the rest of them are just pretending.
What takes?
Sorry, got a bit political there. Sorry, Susan.
Yeah, they'll take us down if there's any more of that. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Portrait.
We love our transsexuals, don't we?
Yeah.
We've got the best transsexuals.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're going to be huge.
Huge transsexuals. The best.
Bigly.
Mexico's going to pay for it.
Yeah. Portrait of a clown painted by a murderer. But there's something in Depp's actions that smacks of guilt and the need to make reparation. There are many ways of confronting one's fears. Johnny Depp's method, if the stories are true. No books on the actor refer to them, but sounds extremely confused.
What?
Oh, I don't. This is a terrible article. Already we have 3 strands of coulrophobia to consider.
Is this written by a schizophrenic?
I think so.
Written by a clown.
Yeah, fucking clown. Already
not
we
that
have.
we'd ever make fun. Not we'd ever make fun of mental health issues here on Fortean Words.
No.
So sometimes one has to ask themselves.
Well, not all disabilities are visible. I mean, well, some of them are visible in print.
Yeah. Like,
Nothing funny about mental
scientists
health.
who can't tell how hailstones are. That's a
Already,
disability.
so already we have 3 strands of coulrophobia. I can't remember what they are, but there's 3 apparently.
Are they saying they're like scared of choirs?
Yeah. Firstly,
The choirs.
Firstly, the traumatic childhood experience. Secondly, the way the clown's lack of language means we search for meaning. He's fucking miming. Jesus Christ! Have these people ever seen clowns? They fucking mime.
Do you not find mine disturbing as well?
Some clowns do talk. You do get talking clowns as well.
Yeah, some do.
Don't all mime. Yeah, when they mime, they do look like a bit of a cunt. You've got to admit.
Yeah,
that's the joke, isn't it?
The way the clown's lack of language means the way the clown's lack of language. That's how he's written it. Secondly, the way the clown's lack of language means we search for meaning. It's heavily made up face, or that's just a shit clown you saw.
All shit.
Fucking journalists, man. I bet he's only ever been see one clown in his whole life, and that's like based the whole thing on it.
That's one more than I've seen.
If there's one thing,
did he go to that zoo as well? That's got one dog in it. It was a Shih Tzu.
I think if there's anything we've learnt from doing these shows, it's that people that write this stuff down. Yes,
terrible.
Indisputably, but also these people never read out what they've written. Yeah. If they would, they'd be like, that's not an actual English sentence, is it?
If you compare our show to professional journalism, is better on the whole. We get
because we don't get paid for it.
We've got these 3 complicated things, or perhaps it's simpler than that. Like you said, schizophrenic. They've got no idea what they want from this article. Ann Kyong writes, I think clowns by nature are very scary things. It's fucking comedy. He slips over on the thing and throw the bucket and it hasn't got water in it. It's got confetti and it's fucking funny. They're comedy fucking actors. Jesus Christ.
When they park their car, the doors fall off.
Yeah, clowns by nature are very scary. No, clowns by nature are very funny.
So, are they saying, like, if they were to watch Bottom and that scene where Richie's got, like, a hair in his nostril, so Eddie Hitler helps him by getting some needle-nose pliers, shove them into his nose and slamming him up. Do they go, oh no, that's scary because look how violent he's being to him?
Jesus.
Or the time when, like... He chops his hand off when he's preparing Christmas dinner.
Ann Kong might actually be autistic.
I want her to like watch like the Christmas special at Bottom, where like
look, the size of the nose, the makeup, the lips, the hair, the smile. To a kid, it is what a monster looks like. Oh my god! And the humour they present is excessive and forgiving. Oh no, it's unforgiving. Whether balloons, cars, or even his own trousers, the figure of the clown takes everything he touches to beyond his limit and destroys it, seemingly taking a sadistic pleasure in that destruction. The audience is powerless during a clown's performance, both voyeur and all too often victim. Fucking hell.
She would not enjoy the Christmas special at Bottom. You know that? Have you ever heard that story where like a woman
Pagliacci goes to the doctor?
No. So you got like a woman, right? And she's sleeping with her husband.
What is a woman, Hobbit?
Yes. And now she wakes up.
That's a gotcha question, apparently.
Have you ever seen one?
Right. And so they're doing this thing, right? And She wakes up having had a dream where her husband has been infidelity has done an infidel on him, and then she gets jealous and mad with him in real
You've
life.
made me forgot what the proper
Having an
word
affair.
is now.
It's an affair.
Adulterous.
Like
Adulterous. When you say adulterous, Hobbit.
You've been
right.
when you're adulterous in the dream, you're adulterous in real life. So the woman gets mad with you for something that happened in her dream. It's how dare
Look
you
at
be
this.
cheating
Eric,
on me in a dream?
I didn't know Eric Idle was such a wet blanket. Clowns are grotesquely painted, horrifying mad people who come lurching towards us, threatening us, involving us. They know no boundaries. They scare us because they are most like us. They're adults who behave like children.
Come on,
What?
and then you can say, "Come on, Eric, look on the bright side of life."
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Say no more.
most clowns have male pattern baldness, so yeah, of course it's fucking scary.
Now we're on the sex offenders register.
It's not. They're not bald. It's a solar panel for a sex machine. But
No,
surely
they're stunning and brave.
But surely they also thrill us with antics unusually forbidden. What, like getting out of a little car? Is that forbidden? How dare you get out of a little car?
That's not kosher to get.
They walk around with baggy trousers. Threateningly.
And they get you to smell their flour, which squirts water in your face.
Yeah. Scary stuff.
But
But surely
in the article.
But surely they
Well, they
also
run
thrill
around
us.
and
But surely they
thrill
also
us?
thrill us with antics usually forbidden. Do we perhaps
Thrill
live
us.
vicariously through the clown's unapologetic the clown's unapologetic transgressions? What the actual? You go there, they fall over, it's funny, that's that.
do you think this woman
See what I mean? See, this is why coulrophobia is bullshit. This article here.
Do you think this woman farts into a glass and sniffs it and then talks writes an essay about the floral bouquet?
Yeah, I mean, who else would want to sound like an idiot like this? The Freudian angle. Oh God, a Freudian angle would mean we want to fuck our mother.
This woman's a fart sniffer.
A Freudian angle would seem a promising one to pursue in search of what such transgressive clown fit. How did we have this bullshit in 2007?
Yep. Literally just farts into a glass, brings up to her nose and sniffs deep and goes, "Oh yes, this is transgressive."
Well, don't forget, this was the high point of capitalism. Nothing had gone wrong till to this point, right? The banking crash hadn't happened.
This is what people worried about in 2007.
Yeah, these people, clowns. Let's look at clowns. Get out of small car, throw custard pies at each other, honk nose, fall over, break
Play the
something
trombone.
amusingly. That's scary as fuck. That isn't it?
I've shit myself.
Clown
It's
fit,
funny.
transgressive. I still can't say that. Can't get around the fact they call it transgressive clowns. Might represent
transphobic.
But Freud himself, despite equating humour with a somewhat nebulous freedom from rationality, never gets to grips with the subject. In his defence, Freud was of course writing in the fin de siècle. How do you say it, Hobbit?
You know what I don't like about Freud? When you say, sometimes it's just a cigar. No, it's not. You
Sometimes
liar.
it's just a fucking clown. Sophistication. Don't talk to me about sophistication. I've been to Vienna.
I've been to Leeds.
I've been to Vienna, where brutal hostility forbidden by law has been replaced by verbal invective. Clowning would have been seen as essentially vulgar and unworthy of serious analysis.
Right.
Fucking, this is some serious bullshit. Shall I just do the side bits?
Someone wasted their time as well. Matt. Go on.
I'm giving up on this article. I'm actually giving up on this article because it's crap.
Giving up on life.
I just keep thinking of the South Park bit where they're in San Francisco
It's
and
just fart sniffing crap, and I'm not reading any more of it.
It is. It's so bullshit.
Jesus, I thought
that was in the Fortean.
I thought
think
they'd
that's
try
really
and
important to
actually
say,
get to grips what's scary about clown. There's none of like the uncanny valley, like the stuff that you'd say is scary about clowns. Like instead they're they're oh so transgressive.
Well, it's a good, if you're a pedo, it's obviously a good job for you, isn't it? Like Fred West was a ice cream van driver, wasn't he? And a
So
clown
like
would be a
about Fred
similar.
West, he laid a good patio, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. They were pretty good. But, if you're a pedo, it's a good foot in the door, isn't it? So.
Well, it's
Is that a euphemism?
But it's the same
gateway
thing.
to-
It's the same thing. Why scout leaders and priests and things like that. It's
Exactly,
it's like it's trusted access to children. That's what it's about. It's not that these institutions are like they're all paedophiles. It's just that paedophiles
Most of them are.
They pick those ones for a very good reason, don't they?
Yeah, most of them are paedophiles, though. So.
When are we going to get clowns reading books at library?
Why don't you see ghosts of clowns?
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, no, in Scooby-Doo, there was an episode with a clown, if you remember that one. Remember it? It was they visited an old abandoned circus, which was haunted by a phantom clown.
That one time they visited an old abandoned circus. That one time.
I was surprised actually to find out at the end of the episode that
there was Mr. Jenkins.
The clown turned out to be the caretaker, who would have got away with it if it wasn't those pesky kids. But yeah, it's pretty good.
Here we go. Let's read some more like vapid fucking shallow as a puddle shit. It would seem that the concept of evil clowns and the widespread hostility induces a cultural phenomenon which transcends just the phobia alone. Did it arise out of the phobia, or did the phobia out of it? And if people got their phobia out of the movies, where did the movies get the idea from? What came first, the clown or the fear? Joseph Derwin's question is notoriously difficult to answer with any certainty. When trying to unravel this, clowns came first, didn't they, before film?
Well, chicken and the egg, yeah.
Clowns came first before film, so stop being an idiot. Coulrophobia is not real. When trying to unravel the strands that constitute coulrophobia, it actually makes the task more difficult. Yet, on the other hand, a fear of evil clowns cannot be considered a phobia. You're mad not to fear them. Advocates of the all clowns are evil theory only have two real witnesses for the prosecution: Pennywise the clown from Stephen King's novel It, and John Wayne Gacy, notorious serial killer in and around the Chicago area. But he didn't do it just as a fucking clown, did he? Gacy sometimes performed at children's parties and hospitals as Pogo or Patches the Clown, hence supposedly conclusive proof of the clown's murderous potential. But he didn't dress as a fucking clown. Gacy was never a professional clown, neither did he commit any of his crimes while in Motley and Slap. Did you know that what it's called, Hobbit? Or anybody?
Motley and Slap?
Yeah.
Is this like clown rhyming slang?
Yeah. It's murdering young boys. That's clown. It's clown rhyming slang for murdering young boys. The myth of the killer clown is busted. Of course, the evil clown isn't a new phenomenon. The Joker has been there since the very beginning of Batman's career. Master criminal with a clown-like appearance. A violent sociopath who murders people for his own amusement. The grand baddie of them all. Cecil B. DeMille's Greatest Show on Earth introduced Buttons the Clown, played by James Stewart. Here, the clown's mason... That is a decent film, that is The Greatest Show on Earth. Have you seen it?
No, actually.
That's a decent film. Here, the clown's makeup masked the fact he was really a killer on the run. Button's crime was to aid his terminally ill wife to die, thus adding pathos to the character, a simple characteristic of musical representations of the clown, which unfortunately cannot be addressed here. It's in Stephen King's It. Cringe. I'm not reading about it. I'm not talking about scary clowns and reading about it. That's just cringe. It's just fucking cringe. It's like, yeah, we know.
Isn't there a Stephen King novel where it's like, no, it's really important to have this like child sex orgy?
Yeah, that's the same. That's it.
I do think there is something to the thing about clowns, but yeah, continue.
But Pennywise wasn't a clown the whole time, was he? He appeared to different people as different things.
He was a werewolf at one point, wasn't he?
Yeah. Frankenstein's monster. Wasn't it Frankenstein's monster to somebody else?
I think so. The film version's just keep him as a clown.
Fraser, can I get some thing here? Like both Hammy and Ian pronounce werewolf as werewolf.
Werewolf. It's a werewolf.
It's a werewolf. That's what I thought it was.
We're aware, chat.
Where?
Are you aware that it's a werewolf?
Are you aware it's a werewolf?
Werewolf.
The water in Mallorca doesn't taste like what it ought to.
Have we done an episode on a wolves?
Sergeant Oikenson says it's werewolf. It's a werewolf.
Werewolf.
Werewolves.
Werewolf.
They were.
Well,
they were men.
They were men.
They were men, and then they turned into a wolf.
We are. We're wolf.
What wolves? We are wolves.
Werewolves.
Werewolf. Where? Hemi and Ian are Welsh, innit?
Not Welsh.
You are
the
now.
only one that's Welsh.
Where's your Velcro gloves?
Not we are.
Yeah.
Nice.
Not whilst we're around.
Yeah. On the 5th of May 1981, police in Brookline, Massachusetts, that's easy for me to say, issued an all points bulletin asking officers to watch for a van containing potential child abductors. The vehicle was distinctive, an older model with a broken headlight, no hubcaps, and ladders on the side. Oh, and something else set it apart from most Stream fans. It was full of clowns. Did you like that?
Full of clowns.
How many were in there? Fucking loads.
Several. Get a bit 4 or 5.
Several children reported that clowns had tried to lure them into the dark van with promises of candy, and the sinister, white-faced vagabonds were later reported near. Isn't that racist? Reported lurking near Brookline's. Is it Brookline? Yeah, Brookline's Lawrence Elementary School. It was only the latest in a series of mysterious. Am I treading on your toes with this one, Ian?
I think this is one I was going to cover, but you can carry on.
Oh, do you want to do it? You can give me a rest.
Yeah, all right, you've run out of steam. Hang on, I did have this one. All right, I can pick this one up from the New England. This is from a website called New England Folklore. So we'll have a look at this now. And it's called Clown Scare 1981 that terrified Boston. Reads as follows.
Is that in Lancashire?
Yes. It's
Boston's
in Ireland,
Lincolnshire.
Isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm thinking of Preston, sorry.
Okay, so, yes, with the COVID-19 pandemic, I haven't been taking any long road trips to visit strange places. So this is written in the style of the author. I've been exploring closer to home, though, and luckily there are some weird places very close by. That's one of the nice things about New England. There are spooky stories all over the place. Salem is in New England, is it not? I did go there some years ago.
Yeah, I think it is. Actually.
Yeah, it's good.
Right, Salem near Massachusetts.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's good actually. It's worth a visit if you're ever in the area. See all the witch shit.
That Brookline's in Massachusetts, so yeah.
Really? Recently I took a short trip to the Lawrence School in Brookline, Massachusetts. Built in the early 20th century, the Lawrence School is part of Brooklyn's public school system. It's a very stately-looking building, but in May of 1981, some students at the school reported something very unusual. Creepy clowns. Tuesday, the 5th of May, 1981, the Brooklyn police received a report that 2 men dressed as clowns had approached children on Longwood Avenue near the Lawrence School. The men were driving a van and trying to entice the children into the van by offering them candy.
Now then, how's about that then?
Yeah, so candy is, in
sweets.
English, that is sweets, yeah. And trash can is...
Although we do have candied chestnuts and stuff.
We don't have diapers, though, do we? We don't have...
people have started saying that, haven't they?
Have they?
Yeah.
Don't carry our groceries in like brown paper bag type.
It wouldn't be the same song if it was "I'm a hard cider drinker." It just doesn't scan.
Yeah. Would it be I'm a Budweiser drinker in America? Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay then. So, according to the Boston Globe, the vehicle was described as an older model black van with ladders on the side, broken front headlight, and no hubcaps. Brooklyn police called does that sound like your Jag, Hobbit?
No.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Brooklyn police called town school.
I bet Hobbit's got a packet of Werthers in there, hasn't he?
Yeah.
I have been meaning to get some boiled sweets to go in the glove box because that's a requirement in the highway code.
For a Jag. I thought that was in the Jag owner's manual that you have to have boiled sweets in the glove box.
But it's also in the highway code.
But it has to be one of those lots in a little round tin.
Yeah.
String back driving gloves.
Yeah.
And a box of tissues in case you want to knock one out when you're driving. Hey, in case you get excited. Anyway,
microfiber cloths.
You should pull over if you're going to do that.
Like Craig Charles.
Yeah.
No, he pulled over to do crack from an improvised.
Yeah, do crack and and then have a wank whilst reading Bongo Mags.
Oh yeah, no, that was in a taxi, wasn't he? Knocked one out in the back.
Oh, these are two separate incidents. Okay, I thought it was like smoke crack and have a wank.
Well, I saw the smoke crack one. I didn't know about the knocking one out one.
He knocked one out in a taxi. It made hell of a mess.
What, have you never done that? Fucking hell.
Did he get the surcharge? Did he get the surcharge? The 60 quid surcharge?
Hey, Cabby, you don't mind if I just knock one out in the back of your van, do you?
You got the discharge. You got the discharge. Yeah. So anyway, they get it. Anyway, okay, back to this. Brooklyn police called the town's school department and told administrators to be extra cautious. School superintendent Robert I. Spurber instructed all 10 elementary schools. Spurber. Anyway, he
Yanks in their names. Fucking hell.
All 10 elementary schools to warn pupils.
Ooh.
Yeah. Boston Globe, May the 7th, 1981. Beware clown, pupils told. So anyway, it was not an isolated incident, but instead just one of several creepy clown sightings across Greater Boston that spring. Officials in Boston's school system were told that last week of April to warn elementary and middle school pupils about sinister clowns. The memo was sent on May the 6th, and it reads as follows. It has been brought to the attention of the police department and the district officer that adults dressed as clowns have been bothering children to and from school. Please advise all students...
Hold on, I've got a couple of comments that have to be read out. Hemi gets his crinkle cut chips in a brown paper bag from Waitrose. Waitrose crinkle cut chips, top stuff. Does Hobbit have a small paintbrush to dust the ventilators in his car?
Yes.
They know you too well, Hobbit.
With short-cut bristles so that they're stiff, made out of boar's hair.
Dustbin was the word we were looking for trash can.
Trash can, dustbin. Yeah. Jaywalking, crossing the road. And also, Hobbit, I bet you open the window when you smoke as well, don't you?
Yeah.
You empty the ashtray.
Yeah. Well, I smoke a pipe, so it's kind of its own ashtray.
Right. Okay. Anyway, back to the memo. Please advise all students that they must stay away from strangers, especially ones dressed as clowns.
Charlie says, always tell your mum if you're going anywhere.
I thought Charlie says...
Yeah, but that's what he says when you translate it. He says, always tell your mum before you go anywhere.
Ah, okay. I don't speak Charlie.
Boston Police even issued a citywide bulletin for a clown who had been seen in a black van near Falkland Park in Roxbury.
What a fucking clown.
The Curly School in Jamaica Plain. He was reported naked, the waist down, Christ, and was wanted for questioning.
Did he trip over his dick in like a comedy maneuver?
I don't know. He had a big red nose anyway. So helmet, I mean. This, if you didn't get that.
He had a purple nose.
But yeah, so there you go. So there was clearly a sexual element in some of this clowning around. But indecent exposure, it's just a fallacy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Get it?
Yes.
Anyway, fallacy, because you see your phallus. Anyway, thought of that a few days ago. And thought I'd chuck it in. So anyway.
Just swing it about casually, willy-nilly.
Fallacy, yeah? Anyway, okay, then just a few days later, though the clown scare had died down in Boston, on May the 9th, the Globe reported that a clown driving a pickup was stopped by police in Randolph and was released when they realised that he was delivering a clownogram to a department store in Canton. So, like a stripogram, if you've ever seen that.
It's not sexy in the slightest.
He's going to whack one out to a clownogram.
I don't know. Maybe it was for a younger audience.
I don't know. I've seen some pretty women dressed up as clowns, and I would honk their horn.
Yeah.
I'm referring to squeezing their breasts.
Wait, no, you don't get female clowns, do you?
You'd make their dolls.
There's these pretty girls.
Rule 34.
They dress up as clowns.
You do get female clowns.
Yeah. I'd make their dolls fall off.
Yeah. It's just I like the idea of just stood like a woman and she's got.
Well, you do get me female clowns, much like female comedians. They're not funny.
I tell you what, I'd chuck a custard pie in their face.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's the thing.
I mean, shoot my load in their face is what
I will cream pie their face.
Yeah.
I said it too. Yeah, I'd shoot my hot load in their face is what I meant.
Yeah.
Saying that, I'm trying to think of some more.
I'd honk their horn.
Yeah.
We've had that one. I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, well, I'm doing it again.
Alphabet, cat, pipes, and Jaguar are a classic combination.
They certainly are. And anyway, I'd said it twice because they got two horns. I'm referring to their breasts in case anybody missed it the first time.
Have you got anything about Gerald Amirault, his mother Violet Amirault, and his sister Cheryl LaFave were accused of torturing children at the Fells Acres Daycare Centre in Malden, Massachusetts. Children claimed they had been subjected to threats and abuse, including one child said they'd been tortured by a bad clown in a secret room.
No, I've not got anything of that. You can give us some details of that. I'll tell you what though. I just finished this first. We'll move on to that because this is where really the modern day clown phenomena started. But so we've just gone for the clownogram. So a guy was stopped on suspicion of being a phantom clown or a creepy clown, but he was just doing his job as a clown.
Big shoes and a
then
nose.
No other clowns were arrested because no other clowns, particularly creepy ones, could be found. There was nothing behind all the reports the police have received. So on May the 13th, an article in the Globe told
much like poor maligned Jimmy Savile, the kids were making it up, were they?
Yeah, and very glitter too. But anyway, so
Philip Schofield.
Yeah, and other sex offenders,
Spacey.
Michael Jackson. So, Globe told parents how to talk to their children about stranger danger, noting that 27 children had been murdered in Atlanta. The clown scare may have been a hoax. The world could indeed be a dangerous one for young children.
We've got a new one. They can have a go on my plank.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah. You can ride my little bicycle,
but not John Peel, right? Says Sergeant Wilkinson.
Well, he was one, isn't he? It's only because he was.
You can have sexual intercourse with me. If you know what I mean.
Anyway, that seems to be the end of the 91.
No, I said she, as in the. I need to find pictures of
the 15-year-old girl, the 14-year-old girl.
No,
had sex with.
God, no. I will find pictures of this woman that is an adult woman dressed up as a clown, and she's pretty. You can tell that even under the silly makeup.
Oh God! All you got to do is fucking type in "sexy clown" for fuck's sake, Hobbit.
Anyway, that seems to be the end of the 1981 creepy clown scare in Boston, but the phenomena popped up in other parts of the country later that spring. Author Lauren Coleman notes in his book Mysterious America and I actually stole a copy of that, it's quite a good book, that children in Providence, Rhode Island, reported scary clowns soon after the Boston Clown Scare. And by late May, children in Kansas and Missouri were also reporting the same thing. Children were seeing clowns in Pennsylvania by June. Once again, Massachusetts was the cradle of innovation. Since we brought America to its first scary clown panic. I do not think tour guides on the Freedom Trail would be bragging about this one. Woman thinks that the media helped spread the panic. Parents,
what I'll just put up on the screen.
She's hot. Is she plastic? Parents read about the clowns in newspapers or saw it on TV and mentioned them to their children. Yeah.
Damaged goods.
So anyway,
tattoos.
I'll just finish this article. The creepy clown phenomenon first appeared in 1981, but has happened several times since then. Many of you might remember the big nationwide clown scare of 2016, which we can move on to, although no one really knows why America was receptive to the idea of creepy clowns back in 1981. Coleman notes creepy clowns, or phantom clowns as he calls them, tend to show up in election years. And that was certainly the case in 2016. I feel like these clowns were the foreshadowing of the scary circus living in now. Will clowns show up to scare us in time for this year's election? I hope not. We have all had enough to worry about already. So there you go. Could they be the forewarning of a coming disaster? Creepy clowns.
I'll put in sexy clown and I'm getting pictures of fucking big fat blokes dressed as clowns. The fuck's going on?
That's your Google fuck up.
What are you say?
Have I messed up my Google search? What the fuck's going on?
Google is a clown and it's trolling you.
Yeah, I think it is.
Shall wear my big shoes.
Do you reckon I'm going to get struck for that one?
Dick.
Is that real? Is that nip there or not?
So here's a thought, right? About what if they're deliberately making search engines like really bad, so that when people use the AI systems, going, "Oh, this is good," the AI is actually like giving me pertinent information, and they just do it to correct you.
She's very pertinent. That's on screen at the moment.
Really, they look a bit low slung to me.
You mean Perkament?
She's got a dress on. I can't.
What's she got? I don't know, because I think I'm going to get struck for that, because I'm sure that's Nip.
Honk honk.
She's hot.
It's not.
Why's your leg? She's like 30,
rocking Ron.
She's like 40% leg. What's going on there?
You do know legs are normally like longer than.
That a dude?
Yeah, but her legs are longer than her torso and her head put together. What's going on there?
Yeah, some people are like that.
She's got rubber gloves on as well.
Ooh. If that's your
thing. Yeah? She can wash my dishes.
Actually, women have generally longer legs than men. But, that, right?
Yeah, and they've got
but her legs shouldn't be longer than
a
man, though, should they?
She got 6 foot legs in them, mate. She fucking.
Why? What long legs you've got? The better to wrap around your head.
Yes, please.
Exactly.
Here we go. Let's have another slutty clown. There you go. Another slag clown.
Who could be scared of these? Seriously, I'm scared.
People are scared of. It's the. Are they?
She's hot, isn't she?
Yeah, it's alright.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
I don't mind clowns.
Well, you know why this is? It's because all the clowns aren't fucking Nephilim, right? It's all the male ones.
I ain't scared of no clowns.
I ain't scared of no clown.
How many of the Nephilim were female? Answers on a postcard.
Squirt my flower in her face.
How about that one? That's too much effort.
That's
too much effort, that is.
Got a pearl necklace already. Yeah, we've covered. We've covered coulrophobia, haven't we?
Yeah.
The symptoms.
Well, not really, not properly. You can do if you want.
Yeah, shall I run through that then? Okay. If anyone's.
Do you want to see Karen the clown?
Go on.
I want to speak to your clown manager.
Want to speak to the ringmaster, please? Oh, yeah. Not bad, is it? Okay.
Throw one in that, would you?
But yeah, you wouldn't say no, would you? So, well, okay, then we'll run through this. Then this article. It's not that long. Chlorophobia.
Does this smell like chloroform to you?
Coulrophobia. Coulrophobia is a rare. I don't know how you say it. It's a rare phobia that makes a person afraid of clowns, making it stressful to see. It's not a clown. Imagine or interact with them.
It's got big shoes.
While many people know it exists, most link it to small children. Yet it's also common in adults. So yeah. Coulrophobia, or simply known as fear of clowns, is a specific phobic disorder that causes distress surrounding the presence of clowns. While many people link this phobia to children, adults can also have it, and it often goes untreated for many years. It usually flares up at parties, festivals, and Halloween get-togethers, as clowns are often found in these places. Yet a person may also react negatively to the mere thought of encountering a clown. Phobias are, by definition, an irrational fear of something, meaning that a mere exposure to the situation isn't a sure way. Yeah. Right, okay, so after that, what I just read is gone, is it? I'm still buffering here. Anyway, you sure we're live? Oh, here we go. Excellent. Sorry about that, everyone. If you've missed,
as usual, OBS is fucking crashing for no reason.
Yeah. Oh, put the picture of the hot clown back up, and we can just
hold on.
Run.
Hide that.
Just waiting. I'll just run back through this. So phobias in general are often caused by a negative.
Forgotten about all the images. There we go. We'll just put them back. Clowns.
That's last week's. It's last week's program. Anyway, if that's the latest picture of... there we go. Anyway, so it's often caused by negative experiences that relate to a particular experience, especially at a young age. If you've had a traumatic experience involving a clown in your childhood, it may later develop into coulrophobia.
How about that one, Hobbit? Do you approve of that one? That's a trad image.
That's the Prodigy, isn't it?
That's the Prodigy.
It just still shows us buffering and then it's Fortean words. And
we're back there.
We're back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but it takes like 20 seconds or so for what you're saying to what they're seeing on the stream.
It's show my balloon animal. So similarly, children can pick up behaviour from their parents, meaning that phobias can also be passed down between generations. Some research even points to genetics playing a role in this. Some people may be more prone to coulrophobia than others. There are a few cases that are specific to, for example, the uncanny effect refers to things that look familiar and unfamiliar at the same time. Clowns, due to their makeup and strange movement, can be a prime trigger for this effect. Seeing something so human that at the same time doesn't really look like a human can make you uneasy and uncomfortable.
I think that's like mimes, isn't it? I think mimes are more like that than clowns are.
I've not seen much mime. I've only seen it on TV, not seeing it live. Yeah. But if I did come face to face with the mime, I would struggle not to punch their...
Mimes just make me think of Hot Fuzz. Stop that fucking mime. What do they say about the mime?
In Stuck in a Box.
You see, I personally think that woman's quite pretty, but that could be like a bunch of triggers for the easily offended, because like she's holding a balloon, she's dressed as the clown, she's got a big red nose,
doesn't put a top in.
I don't know, the faces and all that though, isn't it? You could probably easier do it from behind.
Well, are you anti-Polish or something?
Yeah, or put a bag over it. Look at the fireplace. There, what do you poke
how
in the
about
fire?
This one then? That's a wholesome clown, isn't it, Hobbit?
I'll tell you in half a minute.
Have a look at the picture. I'll just finish off the article. Now she's hot. So, in the same vein, clowns can elude a basic pattern of recognition due to their makeup. The brain is able to pick up subtle signals that show emotion. A clown's face paint sends mixed messages to your brain, making you uneasy and further amplifying the uncanny effect. Lastly, pop culture can also take its toll on your fear of clowns. Movies like It portray clowns as evil, which sometimes translate as coulrophobia. But the thing is, with that though,
yeah, but It isn't a clown, is it? It's an eternal. It's an eternal being.
The thing is, though, James Bond is a good person, and he was a clown, wasn't he? An Octopussy, so no.
I did find that bit at the start of Octopussy quite uncomfortable.
So
I find the title of the film uncomfortable.
Octopus.
Okay, so the half a minute has come now, and I can see her. It's like, yeah, she's all right. Bit.
She's all right, but that's because her face is only is.
No, you're saying like John Wayne Gacy. Yeah, he dressed up as a clown, but that's not why he's bad. He's bad because he did all the murders and the raping of children and stuff. But and then you're saying Pennywise is not a clown; it's a demon, but dresses up like a clown.
Well, the thing is,
other people are saying like these are bad things. Like Pennywise and John Wayne Gacy are both bad, and their hobby was both dressing up as clowns. So, like, you know.
Well, in the Tim Curry Pennywise, he's just a clown, I think, isn't he? Because they couldn't afford the special effects.
Is Tim Curry the one who wants to go in space?
Spice.
He was Rocky Horror.
Yeah.
He was Rocky Horror, wasn't he? But,
he was Poetry Man in Lex. God, he plays creepy guys really well.
But anyway,
Spice.
okay, let's just finish off this coulrophobia.
I call it cool.
I don't have phobia of cola. I like Coca-Cola.
It is especially true for small children who may become traumatized after seeing horror movies. The symptoms of coulrophobia. People with this condition usually only show signs when seeing, being near, or thinking about clowns. So again, events like Halloween parties, circuses, birthday parties, horror movies are common triggers for the condition. So when in contact with a clown, a person with this condition may experience an increased heart rate, excessive sweating, nausea, uncontrollable shaking, or panic attacks. They're the symptoms. So if you've got one of those, then maybe seek treatment. And the treatment is as follows. Like most other phobias, it doesn't have a one-size-fits-all cure. Instead, getting over this condition involves getting psychological help, which may take some time. But there are many types of therapy, and it may be challenging to find the right one for you. So, if you've got this condition, consult your doctor.
Have a word with yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
You see, I don't like that. That's just a thought who's trying to like clout chase clown fanciers. That's not a real clown. That's just a whore putting on a costume, and I don't approve of that because it's not genuine. She's not a real clown. She's not like the other one, the nice clown who dressed modestly and had a nice smile on her face. That's just a whore. I don't like her. She looks like a slut.
Exactly.
She looks like the sort that doesn't like come unless you choke her and slap her tits. I don't like women like that.
I don't fancy yours much, Hobbit.
No.
No.
Oh, what the pretty one?
The other one. I don't know. They both look the same to me.
I like the one that dressed modestly.
Yeah.
She looks like you don't have to be violent with her during sex. I don't like violent sex. It's not right.
If you notice that your child is fearful of clowns, explain to them clowns are just people in costumes. Reassure them that no one will try and hurt you, and try to avoid horror movies and bad news involving clowns. But the most important thing is to bring them comfort in moments of stress, and if you listen to their cues and questions, you'll avoid further phobias around clowns. So there you go. All right, some good advice there.
How about that one then, Hobbit?
Oh man, if you took that bra off, they'd be down to her waist, wouldn't they?
It kind of looks like it's a bit goth, but not. You know, they got the choker collars on. They got the eyeshadow. It's just
they're like spaniel's ears.
Yeah, it's just it's not. It's
not right, is it?
No.
They're kind of goth clowns, aren't they?
Goth clowns.
Goths, yeah. Goth kids. Oh yeah. It's not too bad.
Yeah, if you put slutty clown in, you get a whole lot of different results.
What else have you got there?
Tits.
Yeah, a full anal going on. So, what else have you got there, Hemi? Any other?
Right, I got plenty more. What else?
You want to go with one? I
so I was talking about the thingy case, wasn't I? The 5 acres, the Fells Acres Daycare Centre. Hobbit. Right. Stop me if any of this sounds familiar. Several other notorious cases appeared across the county. Oh, right, it's mentioned these, including the Little Rascals and McMartin preschool trials. For more on this topic, see blah blah. No, I'm not advertising your book. Children's stories included tales of being abused in a secret tunnel underneath school, being taken to a church where strangers killed a rabbit and forced them to drink its blood. Children digging up dead bodies to bit at a cemetery. Is this the
stuff they try and explain away as, that's just satanic panic?
This is the stuff that absolutely didn't happen because they didn't find the FBI didn't accidentally release the floor plans that included an underground part to the McMartin's preschool.
Nothing to see here. Moving on.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad we got that mystery solved.
What about the more recent cases of clown sightings? People getting images on their doorbell cam, isn't there? And it's a creepy clown, that kind of shit. Anything on that?
Yeah, I've got some of that. I've got some clown sightings.
Yeah, let's look at that then. More contemporary.
Should we go with some clown sightings? Right, let's pick another one.
Yeah, that's what
garbage that article was.
Yeah.
Clown outbreaks, right. I'll do an old school internet and books.
Old school.
Give me a sec. Talking.
One is a song which is called March of the Gladiators, which is, about like, here's gladiators. When I think of gladiators, I think of Hans Zimmer and that thing. But why is it like, a song called March of the Gladiators? Just like, it's the silly song about the clowns.
Got something here off. It's from the obscure website about phantom clowns. It's not that long an article. The criminals were being described as dressed as clowns with white faces, red noses, and colourful clothing. They often drove a black or brightly coloured vans in an attempt to.
I think Hobbit might feature in one of these.
Yeah.
So here we go. This is 2014. As in October last year, there has been an upsurge of creepy clown sightings. In the week up to the 13th of October, police in Bakersfield, California, received 20 reports of clowns all over the city. Some allegedly wielding guns, machetes, or baseball bats. On the 10th of October, an unarmed 14-year-old boy dressed as a clown was arrested for chasing children on the west side of town. He said he was participating in a hoax he'd seen online. Instagram photos showed scary clowns posing in different landmarks around Wasco, Delano and Bakersfield, and the snapshots including captions like "Come out and play," and "It's funny you guys think I got arrested." A policeman in Wasco thought the local media accounts were just copycats who heard about the sightings, which he said might have been sparked a couple dressing up as clowns for an art project. At Real Wasco Clown Twitter account was also claim responsibility. I am the creepy, evil-looking clown that is roaming the streets of Wasco, California at night. Come find me, I will give you a balloon. On the 17th
it's the lotion on the skin, or it gets the hose again.
On the 17th of October, there are reports of a balloon-carrying clown walking the streets of Fishers, a suburb of Indianapolis, Indiana. Police officers investigated, but the mystery clown had vanished. Meanwhile, in Portsmouth, England, a clown scared children by lurking silently in the streets and shops, holding a balloon and stroking people. You read that right. A 15-year-old boy was believed to be behind the mask. Nobody cared who I was until I put on the clown face.
Well, a 15-year-old boy was stroking people.
Yeah. Rebecca
not stroking himself.
Well, normally they get stroked by TV presenters, don't they? Rebecca Hodgson wrote on Facebook that the clown scared her daughters by cycling around in circles in front of them, staring at them. Karen Wilcock...
Oh, no, not cycling around in circles.
Cycling around menacingly. Karen Wilcock, an employee of Stage Door Dancewear Shop, said, "In this day and age, we don't need this sort of thing. We don't need that anymore.
We don't need no education.
We don't need no cycling clowns. Hey,
so you
clown,
do need education.
Leave them kids alone."
That was poor grammar. So you do need education.
Yes. People call Romanis, they go the house. In Montgomery... Go on then.
I just remember Steve-O off Jackass was a clown, wasn't he? Before he got into Jackass, you know him?
Was he?
Is that why he's got the high tolerance for pain?
Yeah, he went to clown college and trained as a clown and became a clown in the circus.
Wait, that's a real thing? I thought that was just a Simpsons gag.
It's a real thing. Yeah, he did do that. And his family were like rich. His dad was I think he was an executive or something in Coca-Cola or something. So he had a good upbringing, a good education, but he rejected all that.
He don't need no education.
Yeah, he went to clown school and ended up injecting vodka into himself on TV.
And PCP.
In Montgomery, Illinois, Regina Yanito, along with her 17-year-old daughter and 3 other minors. Oh, what? They were mining, were they? Were visiting something called the Massacre Haunted House. Don't ask. Don't ask. When they were confronted in the parking lot by 2 employees dressed as clowns and holding sex toys. One of the men poked the 17-year-old with a sex toy and made lewd and offensive remarks, while the other simulated a sex act with the toy. One of them was eventually arrested and charged with battery and disorderly conduct. Coulrophobia, fear of clowns, in case you didn't know, has also swept northern France, apparently beginning in the suburbs around the town of... How do you pronounce Douai, Hobbit?
Douai?
Douai, is it? Near the border with Belgium was this you, Hobbit. On 13th of October, a girl in the town of Saint-Lenoble...
Yeah.
Told police she was chased by an armed person in a clown costume. Was that you, Hobbit?
Yep.
Next day, a clown attacked a student in Lambres Douai. Lambresles.
Yeah.
That's where you have leses with Lambrini. The day after that, a student was threatened by a clown with a knife near a primary school in Flers-on... Fucking, how do you pronounce this one then? Flers-on-Escribier.
Yeah. Like you said it.
Oh, did I do that right?
No. Yeah.
19-year-old youth was arrested on 17th October in Bethune, Pas de Calais, after waving a stick resembling a long knife. Can someone explain to me what a stick resembling a long knife is?
Is that a wooden sword? Is that a weird way of saying a wooden sword?
But it's a stick. It's not a
pork sword.
Chasing a group of teenagers who sought refuge in a chip stand. He was given a 6-month suspended jail term, made to do 105 hours community service, and was banned from carrying a weapon for 5 years. Okay. After receiving some 20 calls about creepy clown sightings on 17th of October, Pas de Calais police took to social networks to warn citizens to be aware of the trend. After a rumour that a clown was stalking the eastern French town of Mulhouse. How do you say that in French, I bet?
Mulhouse?
Mulhouse?
Yeah.
Is it? On 22nd of October, 5 teenagers armed themselves with a baseball bat, knuckle dusters and a tear gas canister, a hammer and a truncheon to mete out vigilante justice. They were arrested and later released on bail. And then the clowning spread to the south of France. On Saturday night, 25th of October, police in the Mediterranean port town of Agde? Push pineapples down the loo. Arrested 14 teenagers dressed as clowns carrying pistols, knives, baseball bats, who had mustered in the parking lot of a high school. Several other complaints poured in about armed clowns in the region. In Montpellier, baseball's really popular in France, isn't it, Hobbit?
Yeah, there's a lot of people buying bats, but not many people buying balls for some reason.
Yeah. In Montpellier, a clown was arrested after beating up a pedestrian with an iron bar, while 3 motorists in different towns complained about scary clowns threatening them. There were many theories about the origin of the trend in a country where the American Fear Fest of Halloween has yet to take hold. These included a challenge launched on social networks, a video published on YouTube showing a terrifying clown ambushing people, which had some 31 million views, and a recent episode of the popular TV series American Horror Story featuring Twisty the Killer Clown.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. So what can be causing this clown epidemic, though?
The fucking clowns running the country.
Perverts. Or, are they ghosts? You can run through a piece about the 2016 reports. Yeah, you want to do that? Mm-hmm. Okay then. Yeah, should be enough time.
Oh, what do you think to the current clown, Hobbit?
Oh yeah, let's have a look. That kind of looks like the woman from Blade Runner. You know, the one that does the backflips and such.
Yeah. Anyway, reports of phantom clowns in the United States can be tracked back to decades and are a form of social panic. They reflect age-old fears that are dressed up in new garb, literally. In the late August 2016, police in Greenville, South Carolina, were besieged with reports of children being stalked by clowns. In some instances, these nefarious figures reportedly tried to lure youngsters into the woods with offers of candy and money.
Now then, how's about that then, young man?
Exactly. Look at that, a Ouija board clown.
Well, in a sense, like Jimmy Savile was like a clown, wasn't he?
He had the haircut, didn't he? And
Myra Hindley haircut.
Yeah, Myra Hindley haircut.
It was literally like, I like Myra Hindley, I'm going to make my hair look like hers.
And he was friends with Peter Sutcliffe in Broadmoor.
Yeah.
We should.
No, he weren't, because Sutcliffe disavowed, didn't he?
Yeah.
Imagine that, you're such a fucking evil piece of shit that Sutcliffe goes, I'm not being identified with that geezer.
With that Peter. Yeah, we'll try and do an episode on Savile, won't we, soon? Yeah. But anyway, despite the best efforts of law enforcement, the clowns seemed to vanish into the shadows and no arrests were made. The sightings and rumours began at the Fleetwood Manor apartment complex on August the 21st. Soon, adults were spotting clowns. There were reports of clowns clanging chains, clowns whispering from the woods, clowns playing with a green laser lights, clowns seen running away from homes. There were even reports of clowns firing guns and clowns living in an abandoned shack in the woods.
Ooh, dirty clowns.
Hey? Yeah, a bumming shack.
Police investigated in America. Whoa.
Yep. Police investigated the boarded-up building and it showed no signs of a habitation. No shell casings were found, and they had reportedly fired weapons. So interesting. In short, there was no tangible evidence to corroborate any of the reports, but surely people weren't making all this up. September the 5th, clowns were reportedly spotted by children about 150 miles to the northeast of the Winston-Salem, North Carolina. By the following day, there were reports of mysterious clowns as far away as Columbus, Ohio, where a schoolboy claimed to have been chased by a knife-wielding clown. Authorities were unsure whether this was a hoax, pranksters, and an attempted robbery or a thwarted abduction. Once again, there was no evidence to corroborate the story. At first glance, it would appear that the deranged individual's intent on abducting or scaring children. And accounts of phantom clowns stalking children have been recorded since at least 1981, when clusters of reports appeared in several American cities, including Boston, Omaha, Kansas, and Denver. Numerous outbreaks have since been reported throughout North America and Europe. While every report of a stranger stalking children should be taken seriously, in the absence of concrete evidence, these stories should not be treated with skepticism. Stalking clown folklore appears to be part of stranger danger, moral panic of the 80s. Moral panics are periods of intense fear that crop up from time to time and involve exaggerated threats from perceived evildoers. So yeah, there you go. A classic example is the current fear of Muslims and the Middle Eastern refugees in Europe and North America, where they are often stereotyped as terrorists or subversives. Some moral panics
based
are
on no evidence
imaginary.
whatsoever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I just saw the thing there. It's an old thing. It's like, oh, my worst fear, and this was like a David Pacman type character. So my worst fear is that the Muslims would get hold of a nuclear device and kill millions of people, and this would cause Islamophobia.
Peculiar. Anyway, well, where are we now? I've lost my place. Okay, then. When one examines the reports of phantom clowns, a curious pattern emerges. They're almost never caught. There's also lack of tangible evidence. Police have to go on his eyewitness testimony, which is notoriously unreliable. Most witnesses are children who are vulnerable to peer pressure and being asked leading questions. Another curious aspect is that children always seem to get away. With the one hand, the clowns are extremely adept at making their getaway. On the other hand, they appear totally incompetent at nabbing their prey. That's interesting. No one, really, I don't think, has been a victim to a phantom clown.
Yeah, but they're dead. They're dead, so they're not telling anyone, are they?
Yeah. Someone once joked, from a public perception standpoint, that there's only one major difference between a rat and a mouse: a good publicist. Perception is a reality because reality is socially constructed, and there are no more powerful a publicist in modern society than the mass media. It is both a reflection of popular culture and a beacon light of change. So how did clowns go bad, and what role has the media played? So yeah, that's not bad. So, outbreaks of phantom clowns coincide with the dark side of clowns that began to dominate America and European popular culture during the 1980s with the release of a series of creepy clown movies and books. Perhaps the most influential was Stephen King's chilling 1986 horror novel, It. It. Involving a...
it's a scary clown. I'm talking about scary clowns. Gotta mention it.
Yeah, but it is. That's where it comes from.
Why are these people so unoriginal?
Well, didn't it shit you up?
Not really.
Yeah, me too. I didn't really find it that.
The one that was worse for me was the Tommyknockers. You ever read the Tommyknockers?
No,
at the time I had a clock radio by the side of my the Tommyknockers are all about green light. And at the time, my clock radio was added like a green LED display.
But anyway, other films such as Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Well, I'm sure that I've not seen that film, but that seems like more of a comedy than.
It's kind of wacky comedy.
Yeah, I don't think that would
horror,
shit you up. And the 1989 film Clown House. I've not heard of that before or seen that, so I don't know. Yeah. 1990, there was an entire TV miniseries based on it. The IMDb movie database lists no less than 186 movies, documentaries, and TV series episode involving barred clowns, most of them since the 1980s. Thanks to these images, the association between clowns and evil is ingrained in popular culture.
Oh, they mention in this one I'm reading here. You seen 31 by Rob Zombie? That movie.
Ain't seen that, and I've not seen. The only Rob Zombie films I've seen are Halloween and Halloween 2.
Ah, right.
I didn't even watch the end of Halloween 2 because it was shit. So
apparently, the Clownhouse director is a wrong un.
He's a nonce, was he?
Mm. Yeah. Sounds like it.
Anyway, so we've got a lot. Popular culture has a lot to answer for. But again, I just think clowns. I don't find them scary, but I do find them shit, and I don't see, what purpose or who. Obviously, for clowns to be there, there's got to be a demand, isn't there? People have got to like clowns, otherwise they would go out of business and we wouldn't see them. So who likes this? I've never liked them. I thought I've seen a clown somewhere. I thought, well, that's shit. What they're doing, Out of my fucking face with your nonsense, you cunt. Anyway. So, yeah, there's an interesting pattern to clusters of creepy clown reports, which typically feature the following elements: a dramatic initial claim or rumour, followed by saturation media coverage. Local residents begin to scrutinise their environment.
Yeah, and then having to hear about fucking it. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. For this new threat, and begin to redefine ambiguous stimuli within their stalking clown mindset.
This might be quite a good one as a recap. So you got a clown. Exactly. Someone's done a chronology of clown sightings. So these must be the. So 13 is set. Do you want me to go through it?
Yeah, go on then. Wait there. This is not got much more to just say. This goes on about it again. Film It is all responsible. But go on, do the.
Oh, what we got? So this is. I don't know what year this is. I think it must be. So this is 2016. So it must be 2016.
That was a big year in clown history.
Was it the year that this is the year that was 13th of September? Sightings in Macon, Georgia, and Ohio, California, and Wisconsin. 15th of September, clown approaches a woman in a park car in Lucedale, Mississippi, knocks on the window and disappears into woods. 16th of September, an 11-year-old girl arrested for bringing a knife into school in Athens, Georgia, said she needed it to fend off clowns. 19th of September, 3 sightings of a clown in Whitehall, Arkansas, in an orange wig, wearing a jumpsuit and wielding a machete. Further reports in Oglethorpe, Georgia. 20th of September, 4 children aged 7 to 9 who said they'd seen clowns on their way to school in Annapolis, Maryland, and re-interviewed by the police, who learned those reports were unfounded. 21st September, 16-year-old high school student in Beauregard, Alabama, charged with making terrorist threats using the Facebook page called Caleb Clown. She wrote about going to area schools with a firearm and threatening staff. Hundreds of students checked out of schools in Lee County, Georgia, after threats by a clown on social media. 22nd of September, Noonan, Georgia. Rodney Allen Byram of Alabama arrested for disorderly conduct dressed as clown. Clown holding an axe and staring at people reported in Portsmouth, Ohio. 23rd of September, arrest of Jonathan Martin, 20, dressed as a clown, seen crouching in a wooded area by an apartment building in Middlesbrough, Kentucky. 25th of September, in Reading, Pennsylvania, 16-year-old Christian S. Torres stabbed to death by Avery Valentin Bear, 29, who reportedly wearing a clown mask. In fact, it was a mask from the horror movie The Purge, which was on top of his head, not covering his face. 3 clowns come out of the woods in Phillipsburg, New Jersey, and chase a child. 3 more sightings in the neighbourhood the following day. About 5 p.m, a clown seen on Hudson Street at 7:45 p.m. A jester holding some kind of sword reportedly runs after a child on Schaefer Avenue, and at about 9:30, a dark-coloured truck seen driving down Mercer Street with many clowns hanging out of the window. Meanwhile, residents and authorities in Palm Bay, Florida, on high alert since a resident reported seeing two creepy clowns staring at her from across the road as she walked her dog. Facebook viral video depicting the clown standing silently on the side of the road in the dark, filmed in Marion County, Florida. Clown matches description of another creepy clown at Carnival Act, reported to be hanging out near the edge of a forest nearby Augusta County, Virginia, on the day before. In Greeley, Colorado, a clown-orientated Facebook post threatens a shooting on Halloween night and claims that clowns are planning to attack two area schools. 26th of September, a group of children near an elementary school in Northampton County, Pennsylvania, tell police that three people dressed as clowns chased them. The clowns reportedly got into a white vehicle. Police investigated but found no people or vehicles matching the descriptions. The reports followed two within 12 hours a week earlier in eastern Pennsylvania, and similar sightings in Huntington County near Harrisburg. One sighting in Henrico, Virginia, turns out to be caused by a 12-year-old autistic fan of Stephen King's It wearing a Pennywise mask. Hobbit, they're attacking your people in here.
Gone.
Is he gone, is he?
Yeah, he said he's AFK for a minute, I think.
Oh, okay. He's
gone.
Cooking or something. 27th of September, schools in Gallatin County, Kentucky, receive a vague threat of violence. Two clowns had threatened to shoot high school students. School attendance drops to 48%. Sheriff warns that people behind clown threats might face charges of domestic inducing panic and terroristic threatening. A mother in Evansville, Indiana, goes ballistic on Facebook after reports of clown sightings and her kids allegedly were threatened by clowns. Photos alleged to be of clowns in Evansville turned out to be recycled from Wasco, California in 2014. Two teenagers in Henrico County, Virginia, faced charges after they chased children while wearing clown masks. A clown dressed in an orange jumpsuit with spiked hair and demonic mask spotted cycling down the street in Yuma, Arizona. As Halloween loomed, people in at least 10 states made both vague and direct threats, some under the hashtag "We Not Clowning Around." School officials in Lindenhurst, Long Island, said they would be keeping students inside during recess after several reported clown sightings in the area. In Pottsville, Ohio, two clowns jump out of a truck and yell at a group of kids and teenagers. In one Cincinnati suburb, half the students stay home after a clown grabbed a woman's neck and threatened a local school. In one clown-related 911 call from Franklin, Ohio, a woman could be heard fighting back tears as she explains that a clown approached her outside her apartment, forcing her to flee inside and lock the door. A high school student in Gallatin County, Kentucky, arrested for using clown images to make vague threats against the school district. Is it me or the Yanks
do
nuts?
The job. Yeah. So obviously there is a clown problem out there, isn't there? The amount of reports, but
fucking hell. Do you want to? I'll skip some more of the Yank ones because there's another 2 pages of Yank ones. But do you want some of the British ones?
Yeah,
I should have read these instead, to be honest.
See what's
cross-dressing clown. Cross-dressing clown wearing washing up gloves robs co-op store in Middleton in Teesdale, County Durham. 24th of September, Yobs wearing horror clown mask shout at and chase people in Minster, Kent. 27th of September, man in the mask of the Joker, Batman's adversary, in case you didn't know that, frightens children in Ipswich, Suffolk. 30th of September to the 4th of October, 6 reports of children across Newcastle upon Tyne being targeted by clowns jumping out from behind bushes. Police said some children were incredibly distressed. Clowns also reported chasing people in the street. Boy aged 13 arrested wearing a clown costume, carrying a knife and threatening passers-by. 5th of October, clown spotted driving a Ford Transit. Well, who else would drive a Ford Transit? Van through Liverpool town centre, and a schoolboy films a clown standing late at night near a children's play centre in Carnarvon, North Wales. With further Welsh sightings in Llandudno Junction. How the fuck do you say this one, Ian? Dwi Giffy Litchi.
I'm not sure. I've not heard of that before.
It's DWY. It's DWYGYFYLCHI.
Fuck knows. I'm not sure on that one. I've never heard of that. But
Talibont.
Talibont.
Other clowns seen outside schools in Ayr, Scotland. A Facebook page called Killer Clowns are in and around Glasgow, with a photo of a clown said to have been spotted under a bridge is shared 1,000 times before the poster admitted the picture had been taken elsewhere. A cyclist in Eastbourne, East Sussex, left terrified after an armed clown jumps out in bushes in front of him. Rumours of clowns with knives and baseball bats scaring children in Plymouth. 6th of October, school lockdown in Clacton, Essex, after 2 girls were invited to a party by 2 clowns in a black van. 5 clowns seen lurking around Sudbury, Suffolk. 7th of October, clown in a blood-soaked hockey mask. Okay then, so how can a clown be in a blood-soaked hockey mask, Ian?
Well, he's probably going for it sounds like he's going for stroke Jason Voorhees type look.
A fusion. A fusion costume.
It's pretty good. Pretty good. Sort of Alien versus Predator type take on his own presentation of the clown, It's alright.
Seen ambling down a street in Ashton-under-Lyne, Greater Manchester. Pointing and shouting clown. Pointing and shouting. Clown carrying a plastic machete and wearing a grey tracksuit bottoms, red shoes and a multicoloured top jumps out in front of a group of 11 and 12-year-olds, follows them to school in Chester Street, County Durham. 6 clown incidents in Northumbria in previous week. Man left with bloody nose, ripped jeans and grazed knee after attacked by a clown in Bournemouth, Dorset. 2 girls arrested in Stamford Le Hope, Essex for dressing as Stephen King's Pennywise. Clown holding a hammer seen in a Tesco car park in Plymouth. Connor Jones, 18, is caught lurking in a clown costume near an infant school in Caerphilly, Wales. Later fined 90 quid. Further sightings in Dundee and Norwich.
That's a bit steep, isn't it? 90 quid for wearing a...
Craig Wilson said there's 600 of the fuckers seen around the House of Parliament every day.
Bit of politics.
Bit of politics there. Thatch, am I right?
This is Thatch.
Yeah.
We'll get a double seat.
Arrest of a 13-year-old boy who frightened a 14-year-old in West Bromwich by grabbing his arm while wearing a clown mask. Clown chases a 15-year-old girls in King's Lynn, Norfolk. Sightings in Leicester, Loughborough, Colville. In Loughborough, the clown carries an axe.
Everybody talk about pop music.
Woman and daughter frightened to death by a clown lurking in darkness in Broughton. North Yorkshire. A killer clown with a chainsaw causes panic by chasing students on Brunel University campus.
How
many did he kill them?
In Uxbridge, London. Nobody.
It was a rag week prank.
Yeah. An incident filmed and uploaded to social media. Student Kenny Parker, or Ujidri. Okay. I don't know. 19 arrested. He said he's sorry for causing panic and explains he bought the chainsaw to record footage for YouTube.
He
got some footage for YouTube, didn't he?
Yeah, if I want to record some footage for YouTube, I'll take my chainsaw along.
Yeah.
It's essential piece of equipment.
9th of October, a 30-year-old man in a clown costume cautioned after he jumped up behind a tree and chased a terrified woman through Eaton Park in Norwich, Norfolk. In Kidlington, Oxfordshire, a clown carrying a baseball bat chases a 10-year-old through a park. Gloucestershire police received...
Kidlington? That's where Richard Branson's from.
Are you suggesting it was Richard Branson chasing a 10-year-old with a baseball bat through a park?
That is what he does on the weekends.
Gloucestershire police received 6 reports of clowns behaving suspiciously or carrying knives. In one instance, a child is followed. Motorist in Manchester photographs 2 clowns, one armed with a machete peering in his car window. Clown photographed hiding at McDonald's in Kidderminster, Worcestershire. And in Sudbury, Suffolk, a boy chased by several people dressed as clowns. Thames Valley Police said it has responded to 14 clown-related incidents in 24 hours over the weekend in Archway, Dagenham, Measham and Droitwich. Latimer Road.
Wilson
Latimer
says 600 of the clowns are spotted around the Houses of Parliament every day.
Yeah, I read that one.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, that's the second time we've had that. Yeah. What are these clowns, then? Richie Sunak.
Do you want me to do more? There's far too many of these.
Far too many.
Oh, no, I'm nearly there. I just got to finish this page off. I'll do these, and then that'll about due us.
All right then. Yeah.
Latimer Road Tube Station and elsewhere in London. A group called Clown Hunters on Facebook pledges to stop the clown craze before it gets out of hand. Following sightings in Somerset, Yeovil, Taunton, Bridgewater and Burnham-on-Sea. A woman give birth a month early after being scared by a teenage boy dressed as a clown who jumped at her in Whitwick, Leicestershire. Young girls in Watford scared after encountering a clown in a car wielding a butter knife. Yes, that was
normally
right.
A machete. They like their machete clown. They prefer a machete from what I can gather.
Well, a butter knife's probably a better clown implement, isn't it?
It is, but...
Make a good sitcom, clowns behaving badly. Simon Chinnery, 28, says he was ambushed by a creepy clown with a knife in Blackburn, Lancashire. He grabs the knife, but it slices his right hand down to the bones, damaging 4 ligaments. That was a bit stupid, wasn't it? Turns out later he was lying and cut his hand falling on broken glass.
Yeah, bullshit.
Tit.
After the summer clown.
Man in a clown mask punched in the face when he jumped out on a man in Peterborough, Cambridgeshire, trying to scare him. A sign erected in Larkhall, Scotland said, "Welcome to Larkhall. Bring on your clear clowns if you dare." 11th of October. Go on then.
I'm just looking in the Food Network channel.
Yeah.
And there's a man being arrested who barged into the policeman on the way out, which was a bit silly. He's dressed like a clown.
Is he?
Man decides it's a good idea to shoulder check a cop whilst having an illegal gun in his possession.
What a twat.
So he wasn't actually like under arrest or anything. He's just like, I'm going to assault this policeman whilst having an illegal gun in my possession.
Wow, he's clever, isn't he?
No guesses for... I'm saying him and John Wayne Gacy don't share the same parentage.
This is the best one yet. 11th of October, killer clown who had terrorised children in Luton chased by police. He climbs into a small car, sounds a novelty horn and speeds away.
He's got it right, hasn't he?
The police are about to give chase in their car when they hear a loud bang. The clown's car has come to a stop and the wheels have fallen off. Then the doors fall off. The clown is sitting on the ground holding onto a detached steering wheel. The report in the Evening Herald concludes 18 other clowns who were discovered in the car have been released without charge. We suspect the reader's leg is being pulled.
That didn't happen, did it?
No, it didn't. No, it was a wind-up. Kent police say they've received 59 clown-related incidents in just 3 days, 7th to the 10th of October, and Teesside police receive 18 reports in 24 hours. In Middlesbrough, Redcar, Stockton and Hartlepool. Clown with a fake gun is arrested in Hillingdon, West London. Two children
go bang with a little flag.
Two children frightened by a clown in Dagenham, East London. A group of teenagers encounter a clown in Dinnington, South Yorkshire. As the clown runs away, he throws a stick that penetrates the head of Owen Russell. Oh, you fucker. Who requires 6 stitches. Oh, you little fucking bastard. Driver in a clown mask seen waving in a gun arrested in Hillingdon, West London. Elderly man attacks a crowd outside McDonald's in downtown Liverpool. A reporter who happened to be there said the man was shouting at the crowd and told me that clowns were trying to get him. The police around the country issued warnings about vigilante groups hunting down supposed clowns. Theme park bosses order staff to remove horror costumes and makeup before leaving work. 12th of October, gang of children aged 12 to 13 carrying a hammer and other weapons searching for clowns in Gilfack near Bargoed in Wales. Is that right, Ian?
Bargoed. I don't know. Yeah, but that sounds about right.
Yeah. Woman chased into house in Bury St Edmunds, Suffolk by clown who then waves a knife through the window and letterbox. Threatening clown also seen a few days earlier. 14th of October, Leah Newton, 32, and her 3 young children left terrified after being approached by 3 clowns in Huddersfield. One tries to take her baby from her car while another brandishes a knife. Berkshire-based Party Pieces, the company run by Carol Middleton, Princess Kate's mother, continues to sell 5 different menacing clown outfits. One has a bloody jumpsuit with a terrifying mask with an open brain.
That place is that they've got their shop on an industrial estate
Oh, you've been there, have you, Ian?
I've not been inside, but I've seen it from outside, and I thought, bloody pieces.
15th of October, clown with a machete threatens 2 girls in Bury St Edmunds, Suffolk. Teenager knocked unconscious of his black eye after being assaulted by 4 clowns in Basingstoke, Hampshire. 16th of October, this is the last one. Ellie Turner, 19, and her boyfriend confronted by 10 tall clowns on a dark cycle path in Chesterfield, Derbyshire. The clowns stared at them and followed them, but they ran away.
Nice.
Okay.
Right,
good, isn't it?
You lot can do unexplained histories because my voice is done now.
Well, I think one thing we have to mention is that yesterday, not today, yesterday, though, was the 75th anniversary of the death of Harry Price. So, yeah.
Who is not the grandfather of Harvey Price?
No.
No, he was the guy that threw stones around Borley Rectory and said that when no one was looking, and said that a ghost did it. So.
Why is he called Harvey Price and not Harvey Andre?
It shouldn't be Harvey. It should be Harvey York.
Yeah, sorry, I thought Peter Andre was the father.
No, it's Dwight York.
No, he wouldn't be, would he? But yeah, Dwight York is the father. But he got Jordan pregnant, then legged it, so he doesn't have anything to do with the kid, does he?
He was a nippy winger, nipped in, nipped out.
I like to try and predict who is going to die soon, and Jordan is on the list.
Fucking hell.
And what? Predicted George Michael. I saw that one coming, and I told people. And but Jordan should be dead soon, and also, well, Gaza is well overdue, isn't it? He should have died by now. So yeah, just maybe Britney Spears as well. She'll probably, So I like to do that in my spare time.
Nice.
Oh, and Antarctica update. So interesting things have been happening past few years in Antarctica. There was that thing, God, it was 7 years ago, where John Kelly, the Secretary of State for the United States, John Kerry. He went to Antarctica as part of a diplomatic mission, which is like, well,
diplomatic immunity.
Yeah, which is like, well, what's a diplomat Secretary of State doing in Antarctica? And it was just you conversating with penguins. Anyway, 2 years ago, a FM signal, so FM is short for frequency modulation, as in it's artificial. FM signal was detected from Ganymede, which is one of the moons of Jupiter. And because of that, the CIA are sending a radio team to Antarctica to go and analyse the signal, because Antarctica is quite quiet, so it's good for receiving the signal. Although I'm beginning to think that maybe that's a bit of a red herring, because, surely there's other radio observatories in the world, but there's a radio observatory in Antarctica, and the CIA are doing something which glows in the dark, and FM signal has been detected originating from Ganymede. So, wonder what all that's about then.
Also, there's an organism in Antarctica, isn't there, which takes over. It imitates the life form that it infects. The Norwegians chased a husky to the American camp. Then it caused all manner of destruction in Antarctica.
Worthy of note: never ever watch the remake of The Thing, the prequel.
We knew it was going to be like that, though. If you go into it knowing that you're not going to see something you're going to see something worse than the original. Well, it's not even the original, is it? Worse than John Carpenter's version. Also, there is going to be some CGI in it. You know that's going to happen. It's not that bad a film. It's all right, isn't it? It's watchable, I think. That's what I say.
Hobbit, did you want to do this one? The tech leaders call for a 6-month pause on development of advanced AI. Elon Musk's in on this one, isn't he?
It makes me wonder, why are they doing this? Because the thing is, I've said before, I don't believe the that this AI research is a new thing. I think it's been there for decades, and it's just now's the public rollout. So,
yeah, because I've seen a lot of conspiracy stuff, and they usually say that the government, the military are like way ahead. If you can imagine it, the military have probably already done it.
Yeah.
Or they say the military are 30 years ahead of whatever we use.
Yeah, consumer tech. Yeah.
Mm.
Well, because they're the ones that communicate with those that feed them the technology.
Mm.
Fallen angels.
So, signatories of the letter include Elon Musk, Apple co-founder Steve Wozniak, as well as some of the people who worked on AI systems such as ChatGPT and DeepMind. We call on AI labs to immediately pause for at least 6 months of the training of AI systems more powerful than GPT-4, the letter states. So that anything less than the GPT-4 is absolutely fine, apparently.
Yeah.
So sounds all right.
Do you know much about this? Like, is GPT-3, is that different software or something?
They call it a learning language model, and they keep saying, "Oh, it's not AI, it's not AI," and it's just, well, whatever it is, it's able to pass the Turing test. It's an idea,
to
right?
To be fair, your average man stroke woman in the street couldn't pass the Turing test these days, could they?
So, like, we keep talking about doing a dead internet theory episode, but it's like, it's really hard to document because of just the nature of the subject. But here's an idea I got, right? So, you got an AI, and it's gone rogue, and it's been rogue for decades now, and it uses the computing power of cryptocurrency mining to power its systems. And before then, it was using like borrowed supercomputer time, whatever. Now, this AI has been doing lots of deepfake stuff on the internet, making up various like celebrities, which just appear. Like, I'm beginning to wonder if Klaus Schwab with his like weird uniform, if he's a real man or if he's just like
that's a very
deep fake thing.
I mean, if we're talking about military tech that's like 30 years ahead, you know how this all of a sudden we've got these deep fake AI generated images. I'm wondering if they're at the stage they can do video.
Well, that's why I'm wondering as well. I'm thinking
you've seen me play with face magic. I mean, face magic can be very good.
You know, we got like AI deepfake voices now where you go, oh, you can still tell the cadence is off and things. Yeah. But their technology may have mastered that. So, you know, you got just, again, celebrities like Greta Thunberg and
see, the thing
Klaus Schwab.
Is that they can kill and fucking depose people. They can kill people. They can fucking... They could, for example, take a prime minister out... Deep fake him doing his last address, and then get rid of the body, can't they?
So it's just, yeah. I'm beginning to wonder if like there is an AI that controls the internet, and this is why, like, more and more increasingly, it's just, well, it's hard to say really. It's like the internet I grew up with is gone. It's not there anymore, and
they were talking about this in what, 2007, like Internet 2.0. Like, it seems like it's already here. Like,
yeah, I remember back then thinking the Web 2.0 stuff sounded like a gimmick, and it still is a gimmick because it's just all this social media bollocks.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, like, they wanted to replace the internet, you know, the Wild West type internet, with more of a.
The internet was good, but
no more green text on black background website.
Oh, thank God!
The internet of the previous era was good. You had your forums, you had your communities.
Are you a big fan of the green text on black screen websites and conspiracy websites and all that?
I was like.
You know,
yeah, I have my like little communities and various like forums across the internet, and just shit posts of people there, and it didn't have to be like.
Remember when you could have fun on the internet, Hobbit?
Yeah, exactly.
Remember, you used to get all sorts on email. There was when email was new, and in work,
then when you get the disaster would come out, and then everyone would get the fucking texts or emails,
or someone getting killed, or animal sex or whatever,
someone dying,
anything went. So you don't get that anymore.
Can't even have animal sex on the internet. It's
someone getting run over by a train. I remember that one. And women getting shagged by dogs and horse sex and whatever. Everything, anything. There was one where this guy had a pair of sort of see-through plastic undergarments on, and he just shit himself. Was going around for a while.
What's
One Man, One Jar was popular.
What's the Apache Longbow platform?
That's a helicopter.
No,
Escape Navigator.
Apache Longbow platform.
Is it the dark web?
And as Jojo Gizmo says, shrubby dabby doo.
Is that what Gary Glitter went back to jail for?
Oh, it is a helicopter.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant. I thought it was something else. It was weird how you went from that to time travel. I think they've been working on time travel for a long, long time, haven't they?
Oh, speaking of
do you think they've already done time travel, and that's what the Mandela effect is?
Well, have you heard of the thing about like someone went back in time with Abraham Lincoln, and he's at the Gettysburg Address, and it's those time travelers out of like
that bloke in the 50s with his hoodie and wrong t-shirt.
Yeah,
but that was normal dress though. It wasn't. He's got sunglasses on in it.
Hey, apparently did you want to hear the I fucking love science about the alien space probe called Oumuamua?
Go on then.
You remember the alien space probe, the cigar-shaped asteroid, which went on a. It basically did powered flight. It wasn't a gravity slingshot. Scientists believe they have definitely proven the interstellar visitor Oumuamua was not an alien spacecraft. The 400-meter long object, which definitively proven. What if you phone up to it? You take a probe, so you knocked on the door and said, "Hello, are there any aliens inside?" So anyway, the 400-meter long object, which flew past our planet back in 2017, October 2017, became the focus of much debate and intrigue after it was found to have come from a distant solar system. Yeah, and then sped past us and the sun, and then went out on its own power. Even today, the exact nature and origins of Oumuamua, from the Hawaiian word for "this is a stupid language," continue to remain a major point of study, with scientists attempting to determine exactly what the object's made of, where it came from, how long it's been travelling through space.
Is it made of nothing to see here?
Yeah, move alongium, nothing to see hereium.
Yeah.
No, not one mention of. Oh yes, the path it took was impossible, or fuck's sake. Impossible unless it had it. Yeah, gravity makes things go up instead of down.
That's that old chestnut gravity. Yeah. The magical force.
There have even been suggestions that the object could be some sort of alien spacecraft. Now, though, two scientists have put forward a new explanation for the enigmatic space rock that would seem to put to bed once and for all the science has settled any notion
Shut the fuck
that
up.
it's an artificial structure. In particular, the pair explain...
You're thinking about it, Hobbit. Stop thinking about it. It's done.
I know. Yeah.
Take a deep breath.
Oumuamua's peculiar burst of speed as it moved through our solar system by way of presence of molecular hydrogen, which turned into gas when it neared the sun. So it's like me saying...
Hold on. What is the difference between hydrogen and molecular hydrogen?
Bullshit. This is like me saying to Officer, I wasn't speeding. There was some molecular hydrogen near the sun, and it made me appear to go in a vector, which suggests to you that I was speeding, when in fact I was doing under the speed limit.
Yeah.
Look, it's been proven once and for all.
It's settled. You don't want to be a science denier.
Look, stop thinking about it. The science is settled here.
When did they come up with molecular hydrogen? What is fucking molecular hydrogen?
Well, it probably means H2, which is like the gaseous form of hydrogen.
Yeah.
So
why not call it hydrogen then? It's hydrogen, right? What's the difference between that and molecular hydrogen?
I think the
bit smaller.
Like the better way to it's like they're trying to bullshit you.
The size of atoms.
Yeah.
Atoms are fixed, right?
Well, you know what? Let's do this. Let's read on.
Yeah, but molecular hydrogen could have been added by the dumb as fuck journalist, couldn't it?
Let's read on and see if I know. But what I read about molecular hydrogen, that was in quote marks. That's why I did the silly voice. Let's read on and see if anything gets revealed.
So it is something. They're trying to call it something else. Then this molecular hydrogen.
They're trying to big up gaseous hydrogen to be something it's not.
Right.
Given the information that we have, I think that this is our best type of explaining without having to resort to more sensational ideas, or as we might say in the science community, fine-tuned ideas, said study leader Jennifer Bergner. Woman, right, opinion discarded.
We can definitely trust Jennifer Bergner. That sounds like a trustworthy surname.
Yeah, we're excited about this idea because it seems very generic and a natural explanation for a process that should be happening anyways. Not everybody, however, is convinced.
It's all generic guys. It's just generic guys.
Especially her boyfriend, Avi Loeb, a Harvard astronomer who has long argued that Oumuamua could be an extraterrestrial spacecraft.
Avi Loeb sounds like he's as trustworthy as they come, Hobbit. How could you possibly doubt someone with a name like Avi Loeb?
This is unreasonable because it's impossible for other hydrogen trapped deep in the object's interior to lift to the surface without releasing the oxygen atoms from them along the way, he told Motherboard. Keep in mind that... there's a sign called Motherboard. Keep in mind that...
Is it like Mumsnet with the Karens can vent their
probably anger? Some tech website because the computer motherboards and all that.
Oh, right.
Keep in mind that Oumuamua has the size of a football field, which is 100 to 200 meters. Hang on, earlier on you're saying it's a 400 meter long object. Now you're saying it's 100 to 200 meters.
So because it's the size of a football field, it means it doesn't have to obey any kinds of laws of physics.
What's that in double-decker buses? I don't understand football
fields. What's that in Olympic swimming pools?
How can other hydrogen from a depth of tens of meters reach the surface while leaving an object of pure oxygen behind? This is implausible. Let's run to the comments.
But it's not.
Let's see if the comments say anything good. What do the comments say? No, that's not. That first one was. So Oversaw said, that makes sense. I would still like to think it's a galactic derelict spacecraft, possibly be built by intelligent aliens millions or billions of years ago. Well, you're not going to say, it's a derelict spacecraft built by unintelligent aliens. It was
by dumb as fuck aliens.
It's like the Ugandan space program's space probe.
You've got to read Earl of Trump. You are going to love that one.
Okay, well, Taptopa says, outgassing of hydrogen as it heats up seems expected. Still, kind of like firing directional jets for cost correction. No, I'm not saying this except for fun, but maybe somebody moved the right-sized bucket of ice to the right side at the right time to head off to the next step. Maybe it is parrot. Skullduggery says, honestly, even if it was an artificial spacecraft, it'd be difficult to identify as one. But that isn't very likely, probably. Blah.
What about L? I am satisfied with the explanation.
I am satisfied with the explanation. That comment was really insightful, and I'm so glad you took the time to write that out, Al. But Olaf Trump says, I'm a big UFO buff, but I have never had one moment when I considered Oumuamua to be an intelligently crafted cruise ship. Ridiculous. At the rate the subject travels, it would take tens of thousands of years to go from star to star. Not an intelligent way to travel in me. Buzz Lightyear says it's
think,
a
to
picture.
be fair, that was the best comment of the lot, weren't it?
Guys, I'm getting a Joseph. I'm getting a Joseph fucking vibe
Paxton.
here.
I want to know what does white science man Professor Brian Cox have to say about this? Is it amazing or not?
It's probably. Oh, look at this rock! Isn't it amazing that it just happens to travel like that? It's just amazing. That it's not a spaceship. That's amazing.
Fucking amazing.
Amazing.
Amazing. Fucking amazing.
Right, we all done?
You're done.
Sure, we're done.
I'm tired. I need to go to bed. Night all.
Me too.